The following is a presentation of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a primal lifestyle.
You know, we have Tom from Tampa on the phone. Hey, Tom. Good morning. It's bright and early now, huh?
Hey, Paige. Good. How you guys doing, Nico?
Doing great.
Good. Hey, your newsletter's outstanding, man. I'm telling you, man, it is outstanding. And so is the Primal Edge. I love that stuff. I'd never be without it. I mean, I've been on it now 3-4 months, man. I mean, it's just, I can't get over how good I feel.
Primal Edge is, people are raving about it. People who are trying it, they know because you can feel it.
Would not be without it.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now your hosts, Nico Haan and Paige Clarke.
Well, good morning. I'm Paige Clarke, and you are at Living a Primal Lifestyle. This is where we explore a return to a more balanced, natural, and wild world.
Yeah, to regain our health and some of our rights and our freedoms.
That's right, and you're Nico Haan.
I am Nico Haan, yes.
And it's a beautiful day in downtown Clearwater, Florida, 68 degrees. We're starting to head up into our summer weather.
Sure are. It came on kind of sudden.
It sure did. And make sure you subscribe to our Health Signals newsletter. We have news you can use to stay healthy and be effective.
In fact, in the current issue, we have a great thing about quack scientists now claim global warming, not processed food, causes diabetes. How about that?
Well, that's because they're really trying to gear up so that they can find a way to put a tax on it or something to make money.
Probably.
But also, go in and get some of our Primal Edge Daily Nutrition, powered by fulvic and humic minerals.
Very
It's
important.
pretty much a one shot in the morning will give you wonderful health.
That's for sure. And the number here is 877-927-6648. Of course, you can always reach us after hours at nico@tfnn.com by email.
Right, and me at Paige at TFNN.com.
So welcome back, Paige.
I had a nice little getaway. I
Yeah.
left last Thursday and after the show, and I didn't get home until Tuesday night. I went to visit one of my dearest friends in Kentucky, and I just really disconnected. I was sort of proud of myself.
Oh, very good.
And I hiked and I slept, and that was really good for me.
Oh, boy,
and we ate great meals and had great conversation. And it really reminded me of a topic you and I have held very dear to our hearts and have shared with our listeners, the power of forest bathing, and it's really based on a Japanese science of Shinrin-yoku, which means taking in the forest atmosphere.
Yeah, and it's really become the cornerstone of preventative health and healing in Japanese medicine. It's part of their whole system of healing.
Yeah, this isn't just something that it's like, oh, go outside and you'll feel better, because there's no doubt we do. It's just reconnecting with all that space. Makes us feel great, but in the 1980s, it really has. You know, they've integrated it into their part of their preventative health care. I imagine a doctor probably says, Shinrin-yoku for you.
Good one. I like that. Well, it's interesting because Japan traditionally has a population of people that really do look towards health on a scale that is their whole country. In other words, when they set forward some kind of plan like that, everybody kind of takes part in it. It's kind of neat.
You know, and just to kind of top it all off, researchers, primarily in Japan and South Korea, they've established a whole body of evidence based on the health benefits of spending time under the canopy of living forest things, living trees.
Yeah, and the
and
research now
foliage.
is really saying that this is a forest therapy is good for the whole world. The idea is kind of simple, folks. If a person simply visits a natural area and walks in a relaxed way that are calming, rejuvenating, and restorative benefits, that's what's achieved.
You know, and as I mentioned, we've always known this intuitively.
In a sense, we have.
And I always tell my family is, I got to get my fix. I got to get to some mountains. I got to get to some green hills. I've got to get to some vegetation. They just know me.
Well, our family always had a tradition of walking, and this comes from the old country in Holland where people walk a lot and ride bicycles. But my parents always, before dinner, always had that walk for an hour or so. And when they came to Florida, they were really thrilled because what they did in Holland, they did in Florida, walk on the beach.
Right. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So every single day at 4 o'clock, you could find my parents walking down in Delray Beach or Boynton Beach or, wherever they were. And it's something that traditionally has been with our family. And that's why I think I enjoy walking so much. I really, when I was in Canada in high school, a lot of people had cars and things to go to work. I walked.
Yeah, and that's probably why you're the healthy guy that you are, an example for other people. But there you go, and I don't mean to shoot down our beach, because we are very lucky. We've got this beautiful beach.
No doubt.
But there's something about just being around all that vegetation
green,
that makes me feel great. So I'm just thrilled to have both. I mean, have a little beach, have a little forest. But, so there has been much scientific evidence, guys, that is demonstrating the mechanism behind which the healing effects of simply being in wild and natural areas. And, some trees actually give off organic compounds that support our natural killer cells. And they are part of our immune system's way of fighting cancer and other diseases. And I'm sure this article that I'm using as a guide here today will go into, but I know on our other shows, we shared with people that there's research that shows that a single walk can actually boost the immune system for 30 days. So imagine what the cumulative effect of daily does.
Yeah, it says here, for example, many trees give out organic compounds that support that natural killer instinct, just like you said.
Well, not natural killer cells.
It's natural killer cells.
The white blood cells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's something that I think you can feel if you go out in the woods, just the smell, the ambience of the whole thing. Of course, the sunlight is there.
You can smell the ozone, especially after a rain. And then we've got all that, I'm sure Robbie Bessner, our buddy, would tell us, the electromagnetic and infrared spectrum, talking about the Earth's energy that has absorbed the energy from the sun, from the water, and now you're kind of like engaging in it. So let's go over some of the proven benefits of Shinrin-yoku.
Yes.
For forest bathing.
And the first one listed here is boosting the immune system functioning with an increase in the body's count of what that natural killer cells are.
Yeah, the NK cells. You also will find reduced blood pressure, reduced stress and mood.
Yeah, and the increased ability to focus, even in children who have ADHD.
Well, how many kids are just not getting out and reconnecting with nature?
Most
That's
I
a
live
sad
in
thing.
In the city.
Accelerated recovery from surgery or illness.
Well, this would make sense to have a hospital that would have a nice green area, atrium type of thing where people can actually help recover.
And how nice would it be if people were wheelchair bound, if they would just move them out and say, let's get your feet on the ground. Even if they can't get out of that chair, let's get those little things that hold their feet, move those out of the way and let them get grounded to the earth.
Yeah, great.
And most people find definitely an improvement in their sleep.
Improvement in sleep, increased energy level, and just a well feeling. Like the way you look today, coming back from these few days, I can tell how it affected you. Because you can see it in your eyes, you can see it in your skin, you can see in the calming effect that you are right now. So
I've always been an outsider.
Yeah.
Maybe an insider on some things, but I'm an outsider. Yeah, I like it. I like being
just
outside.
Just as impressive as the results we are experiencing when we make this as a regular practice, there's a real clear and deepening intuition that comes about.
I agree, Nico, and there's an increased flow of energy and capacity to communicate with the earth and be one, be part of that flow and life force.
Yeah, I like the way they put it, to increase capacity to communicate with the land and its species, which of course include us too, so that's important.
Well,
so stick around, folks. We got a lot more. Please take time to pick up our Primal Edge and our newsletter, and Paige and I will be right back. You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Nico and Paige take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And welcome back to the show. We're talking about forest bathing, the latest medicine for body and mind. Interesting quote here from John Muir, from the Muir Woods, I guess, right? Mm-hmm. Thousands of tired, nerve-shaken, over-civilized people are beginning to find out that going to the mountain is going home. Wilderness is a necessity.
That sounds exactly like what I just told you, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's how I feel. We often think of Muir Woods as, the Muir Woods forest and, redwood forest and so forth. But, what we found out is that these researchers in Japan and South Korea that are researching Shinrin-yoku or forest bathing, really, there's a very simple way to accomplish it. It's leisurely walks on gentle paths under the forest canopy with guided activities and meditations that help you open your senses, hone your intuition, and experience the forest like most people have never done before. You can use the mindfulness, but it's not just about the pressure of walking fast or counting your steps.
No, it's actually the opposite.
Yeah, I'm sure that's beneficial too, but the real idea is just being in the presence of the forest.
I think people kind of go overboard with this Fitbit and all that stuff. I made 12,000 strikes today. I'm with my feet and all this stuff. And yeah, it's interesting. I don't think it's as helpful as they say it is.
I'm with you on that. It's just, I've got everything else so planned out. I don't like everything else being planned out. And listen to this.
Well, especially that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The tonic of the wilderness, folks, was Henry David Thoreau's classic prescription for civilization and its discontents. And he offered this in the 1854 essay Walden, or Life in the Woods. And now there's scientific evidence to support ecotherapy, like we're discussing here. And the Japanese practice of Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing, is proven to lower heart rate, blood pressure, reduce the stress hormones, and boost the immune system and improve the overall feelings of well-being.
Forest bathing basically is just being in the presence of trees.
Yeah, just being there. Yeah,
becoming part of the National Public Health Program in Japan. This started in 1982. With them, when the Forestry Ministry coined the phrase of the Shinrin-yoku and promoted it as a therapy.
It might be picnicking in mass under the cherry blossoms, for example, is a national pastime in Japan. So forest bathing really was quite easy to adapt. But imagine, it's actually part of their prescription for health and well-being. And the environment's wisdom has long been evidence to the culture of Japan's Zen masters, who asked the question, if a tree falls in the forest and no one hears, does it make a sound?
Yeah. That's
and to discover
phrase.
the answers, masters do nothing, and they gain illumination. You know, forest bathing works in the same way. No hiking, no counting your steps on a Fitbit. You can sit or meander, but the point is to relax rather than accomplish anything. How nice is that? Do no thing. Do nothing. You know?
Very important thing. And in our culture today, I think this type of thing is very, very important. And just the image of my parents walking on the beach is something that I go to often just to kind of calm myself. This is what my parents did. This is what their parents did. And this is kind of what I'm doing now, too. So.
I think so many Europeans are healthy simply for that reason. They just have a culture of being in nature. You know, it also, what I'm learning in this article, it says forest air doesn't just feel better and fresher. It actually is. And you're inhaling phytoncide, which seems to actually improve immune system function, which to me sounds like the bacterial nature of photons. You're getting the photons.
Well, the thing
phytonutrients.
is, all this good feeling is due to those various, what they call essential oils. We often talk about this as supplements and things, therapies. And these types of oils is what you smell, it's what you feel, it's how you ground yourself. These things are all chemicals that really interact with us for our well-being. So it's so important.
You just said that about the essential oils and the fragrances.
Yeah.
That's olfaction. Olfaction is the way that scents affect us.
Yeah.
But when you said that, Nico, I just want to share with you that, I mean, because I just really needed this break. When I was walking the first day, I just started weeping. You know, when I smelled certain smells.
So you had a release.
Yeah, it took me, and that's the power of olfaction. That's why essential oil therapies work. They work on our memory centers of our brain. They work in our limbic system of our brain. And it took me back to childhood, actually to Virginia in the mountains where my family's from.
I just got a chill from you saying that, because what I just recalled was that somebody many, many years ago told me that our memories are linked to our sense of smell. That
It's
a lot of
completely.
times,
That's why essential oils and limbic brain activity and the olfaction, the smelling of essential oils. A lot of people think they have to be eating them, which I think people are overdoing that, folks. If you're hearing that on the internet, as a clinical certified aromatherapist, you have to be careful with these things. It's the olfaction. It is the molecules in the air that has the best effect.
Yeah, and I remember distinctly having a certain smell tied to a past event, kind of like when you have the smell of the kind of, remember the old, before Xerox machines? They used to have to use a chemical to get the copy.
I sort of remember it,
and
yeah.
then we would get it, and then when it was fresh, you'd smell it.
Yeah, I'm not thinking about the Xerox chemicals in my memories, but I know what you're saying.
But that memory of just that smell takes me right back to
puts you right back in that kind of place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, see, when I was there in Kentucky and I was walking along the road, I caught numerous scents that, and also the sound. The sense and the sound together. You know, the crickets, as you walked, you heard them on this side of the street and this side, and you heard a bird. But the smell of the grass and you know, spring was in bloom and some of the things really took me back. Especially because I was, you know, in the South, you know, Kentucky, Virginia, and the foliage is a little different than what we have in Florida.
Yeah, but if you go to the beach, like my parents always did, then you have the smell of the ocean, you have the sounds of the ocean, you have the birds, and hopefully not too many other people around. You know,
and that salt air, you can smell that.
Yeah.
So let's go on with this.
Another thing, too, is when you're walking along the beach, people say hi to you.
Yes. Well, and they do that in the forest, too.
Yeah, and not so much in the street.
Right.
You know,
yeah. So we kind of have, when you're engaging with nature, then you're more likely to engage with other people. So listen to this, guys. Don't, it's don't effort. It's like don't make an effort.
Right.
This gentleman, Greg Berman, a registered nurse, wilderness expert, and a certified forest bathing guide in California. So that's a certification I might have to go get.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I like to collect those. Yep. He's leading a group on the Big Trees Trail in Oakland in October, and barefoot among the redwoods. There you go. Robbie Bessner would be very proud. Grounding, absorbing that electromagnetic energy, and he tells the group wear shoes that the human nervous system is both of nature and attuned to it. He says when you're wearing shoes, planes roaring overhead as the forest bathers wander slowly, quietly under the green cathedral of trees, and. So I really love that picture. I don't know if it shows up as well on the show, but this is a beautiful woman just kind of leaning back, getting a good stretch, and this is the latest medicine for body and mind. So maybe if you don't have a forest near you, you probably have a county park.
Well, this is why it's so important for our society to get it together and start creating some more of these wild areas.
That's right.
And we don't have to manicure them. We just need to let them be, and then they're there for us. So I think that's really important. Stick around, folks. We'll be right back.
Would like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418-8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And welcome back to the show. You know, Al, producer, was talking to me, and mimeograph was what I was referring to when before the copy machines, and mimeograph was, and when you had that paper and it was fresh, you could really smell it. And that's what I meant, these smell connect you to the past.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they can be good smells and they can be bad smells,
Well, that too. So from 2004 to 2012, the Japanese officials spent about $4 million studying the psychological and physiological effects of forest bathing, designating 48 therapy trails based on the results.
I mean, I can just see it now. You go to your doctor and he says, you need therapy trail. Go to therapy trail 27 and report back to me and call me in the morning.
I like that.
So there was a professor, Ching Lee, at Nippon Medical School in Tokyo, who measured the effects of human natural killer cells in the immune system before and after exposure to the forest woods. And as we said, our natural killer cells are really important parts of our immune system and very important with cancer prevention. And his study showed a significant increase in natural killer cell activity in the weeks after, I mentioned that, after a forest visit, and positive effects that lasted a month following each weekend in the woods.
Yeah, and he said the cells provided rapid responses to viral infection cells. So this happens very quickly when you go in there. Mm-hmm. That's an amazing thing.
And what does it say? It's due to the power of various essential oils. And, we mentioned these phytochemicals and the essential oils. They're found in the wood. They're found in the leaves, the stems, and the flowers, and in some fruits and vegetables, which these are emitted by the tree. The essential oils, folks, are the immune systems of plants. So they are there to protect them from insects and disease. So when we use them in an olfactory way and we smell them, we are getting the benefit of that enhanced immune system. So forest air doesn't just feel fresher and better. Inhaling those phytochemicals seems to actually improve the immune system.
Yes, and experiments on forest bathing conducted by the Center of Environmental Health and Field Sciences in Japan measured the psychological effects on 280 subjects in their early 20s. The team measured the subjects' salivary cholesterol. So
it wasn't just cortisol. It was the physiological of the whole body. Their
physical and everything. Yeah. So and the team measured the salivary cortisol, which measures stress. Yeah. Which increases
blood
stress.
Pressure, pulse rate, and heart rate variability.
And they did that during the day in the city and compared to the same biometrics taken during a day with a 30-minute forest visit, and this is what they found.
Mm-hmm. They found that it promoted lower concentrations of cortisol, a lowered pulse rate, lower blood pressure, greater parasympathetic nervous activity. That's the restore and heal instead of the fight or flight, and it lowered the sympathetic, the fight or flight nervous system, much better than what you experience in city environments. So it actually made people less amped, and the parasympathetic nervous system got to get engaged and do what it does, which is to keep us healthy.
So it controls the body's rest and digest system, which is really what we always talk about. If you're not digesting your food, then you're not getting all the nutrients in there. You're not actually eliminating what you need to eliminate. So just by going to a forest, that's a huge thing. First of all, rest, less stress, and now your digestive system starts to work in the optimal range. And no wonder you feel better.
Well, I think, too, when we're connected with nature, we're in tune with Mother Earth's frequency. And that's why so many things that we do, we really need to engage. But the problem I've got, and I am as guilty as everyone else, is we get busy and we forget to disconnect so we can reconnect. And this is kind of like what I did this week, but it needs to be part of your daily life.
You need to get in a routine.
Absolutely.
And that's why that hour walk or even 30 minutes walk is so essential.
And as we mentioned, even if you live in a city, there's parks, and you can, and the trees in the parks work just like the ones in the forest.
Yeah, I don't think
so take advantage of that. Brief exposure to greenery in urban environments can relieve the stress just the same. It's a dose of nature. And so I really wanted to share this information with you all. I really enjoyed getting back from my trip and re-engaging with nature, and kind of got me started on just kind of resetting the intention of getting into nature. For me, it's even more important than, like you said, counting my steps or how many reps I did or how many carbs or whatever I took. It's just letting go and reconnecting with this. So I hope all of you all do the same thing.
That's for sure. And, if you don't have a park near you, start talking to your city officials and say, hey, we need more green space.
Yeah.
And, you can take probably a 20-minute drive just about anywhere around our area to find an area like this. We have the Pinellas Trail, which is huge.
Right.
We have lots of little parks you can go to. You have the shore, naturally. We've got the bay, and we have the sand.
Well, depending on where you are, there's all kinds of nature things. So we hope that article was interesting. Nico, I wanted to switch over now, if we could, to what I call two oxymorons, or two opposite ends of the spectrum.
Oh, okay.
I want to go over this article that I found in Forbes, mainstream. Daily dose of cannabis may protect and heal the brain from early effects of aging. And then, after we review that information, also in a mainstream media source, CNN, an article that says common painkillers linked to increased risk of heart attack. So what we've got is research showing that a natural plant is actually helping us, and then research is showing that a synthetic pharmaceutical is hurting us. So let's start with the cannabis article. It's kind of an interesting picture there. A lot of people... as the article says, we have this visual of Scooby-Doo and Shaggy 2, as kind of a stoners, and with the hemp plant. But the truth is, research is showing that cannabis can actually help to sharpen our minds later in life. So let's find out.
Yeah, not so much when you're younger. But later in life,
this is a very interesting study what they found out. So really, you're better off if you're grandma if you get a little bit of THC. And we've talked about the endocannabinoid system. There's the THC and there's CBDs.
Yeah.
The CBD oils have tremendous benefits, and you don't get high. The THC has tremendous benefits, and you do get high. This was done at the University of Bonn and Hebrew University. It's discovered that low, regular doses of THC, which is tetrahydrocannabinol, one of the main active ingredients of cannabinoids found in marijuana, may help to keep our brains from slowing down as we get older. And it was published today in Natural Medicine, in a journal. And the German study revealed that younger mice suffered a performance drop under the influence of THC, the psychoactive chemical. However, the older mice, they were given a considerable performance boost, even putting them on par with younger mice who abstained from taking the THC.
You can picture this, that the young teenager who's smoking a joint
gets
stoned back and going like this. The older person is thinking, hey, I'm going, so it has
Let me
different
do this
effects.
crossword puzzle.
And probably has to do with the maturity, the way our body acts to chemicals when you're young is different than when you're old. Kind of like some of the psychedelics are like that. Psychedelics work really well in older age, but in younger age don't work as well.
Interesting stuff.
Some of the things like speed that work in older to keep you awake slows you down when you're younger. So there's something going on here with us in different ages. So I think it's interesting.
We got to take a short break, but when we come back, we'll give you a little details about the study and what they found. So stay tuned to Living a Primal Lifestyle.
And we'll be right back. You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to the Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
And welcome back to Living a Primal Lifestyle. So, getting a dose of THC may help your brain stay healthier as we age. I think that I want to go back to this article. They were giving this to mice, and they found that the young mice did not do as well.
Right.
When they were put into a water maze as the
Older mice.
Mm-hmm. So maybe you want to pick it up from there, Nico.
This has been observed in humans. Younger animals excel at the test when sober, but tend to struggle significantly under the influence of THC. Mature and old mice, on the other hand, struggled with tasks as consistent with their brain ages at first, but saw a huge increase in performance with THC infusions that raised their skill levels up to the young mice that are drug-free completely.
Yeah, so overall...
And this continued for weeks afterwards, too.
Interesting. Looks like we have Tom from Tampa giving us a call, and he's got a question about leg extensions. Hey, Tom.
How you doing, Tom?
How are you?
Doing good.
How's it going?
Hey, that's an awesome interview there Tuesday.
Thanks. With Venus DeMarco, yes.
She's our girl.
In fact, I was talking to her yesterday about some stuff.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you reached out to her.
I had a pain in my right knee. This thing that popped up in January. It was vicious, and I almost felt like somebody had a screwdriver pounding on my right knee. I woke up one morning. We had a cold front over here in Tampa, and I don't know if it was the weather or what. And went in to see, jumped in an urgent care facility, and they did X-rays and everything. One doctor said, "Well, it's gout. Yeah, it's got to be gout." And took it to my primary doctor. He says, "No, it's not gout. We're looking at your blood. It's not gout." And, so I was thinking probably. It came back again last week. Mm-hmm. We had a little bit of a cold front again. A little slight cold front that came through Tampa with the rain. I don't know if it's something with the weather.
Well, it's certainly arthritis and things like that get in there. These itises do irritate during different changes in the weather. There's no doubt about that. What will help you, of course, is the perfect aminos for rebuilding that we talked about on Tuesday. Primal Edge, simply because that's what sends the things into the cells. And any kind of anti-inflammatory that's not over-the-counter type of drug. So you can use the Inflame Resist from the Body Health. Our Primal Edge has anti-inflammatories in it. So, doing those things and doing mild exercise. And if the knee bothers you, I would say maybe a the bike of some kind is really good for your knee to keep the motion in there, get the fluids, and if you're walking, don't use any weight when you're walking. Don't put a backpack on like I'm doing right now.
Yeah, anytime you have pain, Tom, your body's saying there's an injury here and I need to figure out how to fix it. And our job is to figure out how to, when we see a dog that's injured, they go off and they kind of just rest. So that's a good idea to do that too. But Nico had some great tips. And I sure hope that feels better because I know how active you are. So I know this puts a cramp in your style a bit. Yeah,
and I'm going to do some more stretches too. I think I might have something to do with it too.
Yeah. Definitely.
I've even heard that a lot of your truck drivers, because anymore there's a lot of people that literally their automobiles their office anymore. I run a lot of appointments. I'm busy. I shoot off trades off my Android out of my car all the time.
Yeah. They say that sitting's the new smoking, Tom. Remember?
Yeah. Sitting is not good for you.
And
definitely
that,
a car is not good for you.
It's constantly on that accelerator or that brake.
Yeah. It's that one foot doing the thing. Yeah, and the other, it's usually your right side that does it, but some people have it on the opposite side too, so you really can't make sense out of it. But rest is important, and using anti-inflammatories like the natural kind that we always talk about, and I think you'll be good to go.
Yeah, I've heard truckers get that problem too a lot of times.
Yeah.
So. All right, guys. Well,
thanks a lot for calling. I appreciate it.
Well, we'll be thinking about you. I hope you get back to your normal self there and back in the gym and doing all the things you do and feeling better, Tom. Thanks for calling.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Paige.
Take care.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, he's got a great point. I mean, there he is. He's a busy guy, and he says to scroll down. There might be some other information. We've got another caller on the phone. Okay. Oh, Robbie Bessner's on the line. Hey, Robbie, were your ears burning?
Yeah, my goodness, how my buddy's doing over there?
You're doing good.
We've missed you.
Yep, it's been a whirlwind, but every Tuesday morning and Thursday morning, I think all about you, and I know that you're all doing the right thing by everybody out in the viewership land. So
thanks a lot.
Well, I know you've been busy and you've been attending some phenomenal conferences, and just, when you text me this morning, it's always nice to get a text when you're up this early, and Nico and I discussed we're going to get with you offline here and get you back on the show because I want to get some updates about some of these conferences you've been to, what you've been seeing, what you got going on, and I actually think you might be in Tampa Bay next month. I don't know, maybe we could actually get you in the studio.
Sure. Make it do while I'm gone.
That would be fun. If you like me on the air, you'd love me in person.
That is for sure.
I can attest to that and everybody else does too. So.
By the way, I've been using the water system now for about a month, and I want to let you know that it's an awesome product. So I really encourage people to go to therogoods.com and take a look at some of the products that you have there because you're doing an awesome job with this stuff. And it's so nice that we have a community of people now that we've gathered around us that have really good products, and we can help promote those products simply because we use them.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point. And Robbie, that's a great idea, too, because I really want to do that show. We want to put you in the Thera 360, the sauna. So a lot of our listeners are professional traders or personal traders trading stocks, and they're busy and they're at their desk, but I want to show them how easy they can get their detox in at the same time. So we've got lots to talk about.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, Nico, to your point, I fashion you and Paige like the Maseratis out there, meaning that you're so attuned to your bodies. You've been, for the last 30 plus years, you've been focusing on better ways to improve health naturally, and sort of gather up what nature has stored in natural events to just enhance your wellness and live a well balanced life, And so when someone like yourself can try a product like a water application and really feel a difference, that's very meaningful to me, because if I can make you feel a change and you're attuned to your body, what are we doing out to all those Chevys and Fords out there,
Sure.
There you go.
The Maserati,
I appreciate
right?
the compliment a lot.
Hey, I thought you were going to call me a Jaguar.
Well,
a blonde Jaguar, yes.
More like a Cougar, right?
Oh, that's right. That's better, because that's what I understand. That's the younger version, so I'll take that.
Okay. Okay, guys. Well, keep fighting the big fight, and let me know when you can dial me in and give me a call back later on when you want to talk some more.
We're ready. We'll definitely give you a call, Robbie. Thanks for
calling in.
saying
You're
hey.
welcome.
Appreciate it.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Such an awesome guy. And
I'm so glad he called in because, like I said, you know, I mean, that just goes to show, you know, he's gotten used to it. He tunes in. He's keeping tabs on us. And many times he sends me information on some of the stuff we were talking about. And so I know, in fact, I know he's probably listening in on this conversation about the CBDs and the endocannabinoid system. And I just want to finish this thought. You know, what we're finding is that this is really helping to stimulate the endocannabinoid system, which we all have. And people have not been aware that this is really part of our bodies.
Yeah, and if you talk to people who've been to these states that have legalized the cannabinoids and the THC, you'll find that in those places we find a lot of elderly people, especially ladies.
Oh, really?
Mostly. Yes, 70% of their business.
Oh, really?
Gray-haired old ladies.
Well, there you go.
Here's why, too. We'll be right back.
Be right back.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
No matter where you're listening to TFNN programming, you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones, iPads, and Android devices, located in the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV. But if you don't have a connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and call-in talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. Up next, 9 before 9 with John Logan on TFNN.
And welcome back to the show. So we're talking about one illegal drug in many states that helps people. And then we have these legal drugs, which are the non-sterile anti-inflammatory drugs like Advil and things like that. The interesting thing about these...
They found these common painkillers are linked to increased risk of heart attack now, according to CNN.
Yeah. Interesting thing about these drugs, because they're supposed to provide pain killing, which they do, and fever-reducing effects. Mm-hmm. But only if you take really high doses is it anti-inflammatory. Many people don't know this. If you take the normal dose that's prescribed, that's not anti-inflammatory, even though the label says anti-inflammatory. It's not until you get to prescription strength that the anti-inflammatories get, and this is really bad for your liver and the other things, of course.
Yes, I want to, before we go into this article, I want to acknowledge a comment from Matt on the chat room, and Matt says that, he was throwing it out there that turmeric is a great anti-inflammatory, and Matt, you were right on the mark.
Yep.
In fact, as we always share with our listeners, that they should check the excellent resource GreenMed Info. It has a huge repository of research that shows, this is PubMed regular research, but of course you don't really see it, that shows that turmeric is actually much better than many of these painkillers in reducing pain and inflammation.
Also, when you use it with ground pepper, black pepper.
Yeah, there's keys to getting the absorption of turmeric done. It's best
1,000 times more. I mean, really does
best
work.
Taken with a fat, best taken with peppers, not just the pepper, but it's the fat.
Yep.
Which is why curries and India and everything, why these people don't have the inflammatory diseases that we see, because they make cooking the turmeric part of they cook it into the ghee.
And remember that these people are also living in an area where it's very stressful because they have 130 degree heat.
Right.
They do have lots of problems politically.
Yeah, absolutely.
So on a highly stressed people, and here they are living pretty decent because they have found one of the answers.
So if you've got pain, I'm going to just make this suggestion because I know we may run out of time, but we want to highlight these things. Take a look at turmeric as an anti-inflammatory. Take a look at the CBD compounds, or the THC in marijuana, but take a look at the CBD in the non-psychoactive form of the endocannabinoids, and find things that actually help your body. So this story, the highlights are, it links common painkillers called NSAIDs to increase risk of heart attacks. And although the researchers are now urging doctors and patients to weigh the risks and benefits of the NSAIDs that are being taken like candy by people, because they also want to preface that this sounds like everything, more studies need to be done. The drugs are not proved to be a direct cause of heart attacks. However, we have to understand that all drugs interfere with hormone reactions and enzyme reactions, receptors and reactions.
When I take, or used to take, ibuprofen, after the third day, it dulls my whole system. So it's a foggy brain, everything. So I just stopped using that many years ago. And
the likelihood of experiencing a heart attack is calculated to increase by an average of 20 to 50% compared with someone not taking the drugs, regardless of the dosage and amount of time the medications are taken.
Yeah, the risk appeared to decline when the painkillers were no longer taken. That's really important.
That's a great point. So if you or a loved one are using these as part of your daily coping mechanism, let's get back to nature. Let's look at Mother Nature's pharmacy. Let's go to the pharmacy, F-A-R-M, instead of the P-H-A-R-M, and let's find things that are safe for us. And, again, they said that all common NSAIDs shared a heightened risk of heart attack. And
stop using those drugs. Get over to the right ones, whichever that may be for you.
Well, that's going to be our show, Nico.
Pretty much so.
Yeah. And I hope that you all will take a chance to subscribe to our Health Signals newsletter. We collate the latest and greatest stuff. And Nico's got a great issue out, and we keep them coming. It's been going for years, so join in on part of this and stay connected.
Thanks for sticking around, folks. We'll see you on the next show.
Okay. Have a great day.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
You're watching Tiger TV.